Hey everybody, it's Rob here. There is a new Sorc King here. 173 pit has just been beaten. We got the planners here for both the Sorc and also in combination in tag team with a Barb. You might have seen this before the patch. We have been pushing 150 and also 155 here. We are now in 160 something, and there's a Chinese team here in 173 blasting this down here with just a couple minutes left. We have the, well, it's not the full video, but we have a video and we also have some more footage here. So let's jump into it. So here you can see the final stuff here by, I'm gonna link this in the description, by, I can't pronounce this name. It's on Bilibili over here, and obviously they are fishing. They are playing Support Barb and Firebolt Shatter Sorc. We'll talk about the setup here in a second. This, for some reason, has been buffed even further. This was already the strongest build, doing solo 150 plus, and now this build is going to do solo 170 probably. You guys can see him here. They are in 173 pit here at the moment, and they have the Spirit Caller. There's a Support Barb with War Cry shouting very loudly, buffing the sorcerer here even further. And this is obviously the immortal Firebolt shot with Shatter. This one they just buffed because it was clearly too weak. It only did 160, and now here it's blasting in 170. There's been like this is like weird discrepancy where they buffed the top builds, but it didn't buff, like, you know, the builds that are weak. So there was like a buff to Flay Barb, which already was the strongest Barb build, well, one of the strongest builds in the game, but they haven't, for example, buffed the Rend Barb or something. Like, so I really don't like see sometimes like how they make these sometimes these buff decisions. So this Shatter Sorc is completely immortal and has just received yet another buff in the recent patch, and combined with the pit nerfs here, this boss here probably has like 100 trillion health. And the Sorc here makes it look pretty easy. Like, he's probably hitting for like at least a couple 100 billion for every Shatter explosion now. And it just goes completely insane. So this clear here has been done pretty comfortable. Actually, interestingly, he plays Hydra on his setup now. So I think it's like a little different than what I have here from Mekuna, as far as I know. But there's like the Hydra you can play, but you don't really need the Hydra. It just helps you with various procs here that you can do. I think it was the Conjuration procs. But overall, I think Hydra is not necessary. But yeah, 173, you can see you got a triple GA item, not even a Stygian Stone. So this is currently the highest clear ever if we're looking at the tier list here. 173, this is obviously in group. But there's been a lot of 150 clears, and the Sorc can definitely do 170 in solo if somebody is crazy enough to fish for this, because you can only kill one boss, and every other boss literally takes you an hour to kill, and you only can kill this Frost Shaman guy. And I want to give a big shout out here to Mekuna again, who I have been playing with, and who also is spearheading like this build here. And they are currently pushing, he's pushing with his friend here, Lani, and I think they are pushing in 170. And you guys can see here, because the Chinese team, they didn't post the full clear, so they only posted the boss kill. And here you guys can see here, like, I made many videos, you probably know, like, we just make big pulls, the Barb has the chains, so you're using the steel grass to make the enemy. The Sorc can't die, and the Sorc has basically the highest DPS in the game, and then some. Like, it's basically, I don't know, like triple, 4 times more DPS than the next highest build, which is probably a Thorns Barb or a Flay Barb. And this is just completely nuts. Like, nobody can even dream to be close to the Sorcerer level in terms of DPS. But this is only happening at the very, very high end of Sorc. The Sorc class in general has a lot of problems, and they're still not addressed, and it's basically like only this one build that is like flying so high here in 170, and all the other Sorc builds that are not immortal, that are not abusing the perma flame shield tech here, are just quite a bit behind here. And you guys can see here, this is 170, this is without Hydra. You guys can see here in just 2 minutes they already have like 50% progress. And I mean, it just like only goes from there. Like, you make a big pull with the Barb, and the Barb also has the War Cry, basically doubling the Sorc's damage again. And then here, boom, the Sorc just explodes everything, and then you go to the next pull, and you just repeat, and you make all of this happen, and then you basically spawn the boss. So you can see one more boom here. So this is just a Shatter Fireball, like infinite area of effect damage. Shatter has been this one skill that already dominated in Avatar of Zir with the Ball Lightning. And you basically fish only for one boss. You can only kill the Spirit Caller of Frost. This is the only boss that is even remotely killable. So you just make a big boom here, you summon them together, and then you kill them. Funny enough, this is actually the same room that they fought on here in the 100 and in the 173. So they got the same boss and they got the same room even. And then they just like beat the boss here, like it takes a couple minutes to kill him. You just pull in the enemies here on the chain on the barb, Sorc jumps in, makes the teleport, makes the big explosion, and every time they basically do this rotation, you guys can watch here, the boss just takes a big chunk, like it's a couple trillion damage probably per round of explosions. So you guys can see here, like, boom, the boss goes down to like this. And it just keeps going like this, basically. But let's go over the planners here. I have them both linked in the description. So first of all, we have the Fireball Shatter Sorc. And you can play this with Hydra. But you don't like which skill he took out. Fire. Yeah, took out Fireball from the wall. Yeah, I mean, there's like a couple of different setups. You don't need to play exactly like this. But he has Hydra, Flame Shield, Firewall, and the 2-1s. It looks pretty cool though. And this is like just an alternative. You can play this or you play like normally. Like he doesn't have teleport even on the skill bar because you just have it in your enchant slot. But this is basically a setup. So Harlequin's Crest, cooldown Masterwork, Raymond with Glass Cannon. I think you can only get +3 here with Intelligence. Flame Weaver here with Firebolt. And then Firebolt Hectic down here. Concussive Strikes, Shattered Aspect, this is the big one here, buffing your Shatter even more. And again, Shatter was buffed in the recent patch to be even stronger. They buffed the strongest build in the game even to crazier heights. We'll see if we're gonna get another buff to this. Tarasha's Loop, Shredding Blades, Inner Calm, and Aspect of the Moonrise here. So again, a basic generator build here with full Glass Cannon, because I think in the end on this build you get +3, that's 6, and then you get another +7, you can get like what is it, like rank 13 to Glass Cannon or something. And basically like you just play 9k life and just full DPS because you have your Purple Flame Shield with Hectic, making you completely immortal. Fireball Enchantment, Teleport, this is like doing all the damage here. The interaction basically comes from the Greater Fireball here, 10% of base damage. And this one is like multi-dipping various multipliers, so 10% of all the burning damage. You inflict the main damage with your Firebolt Burn and Flame Weaver, and then you shot that indirect damage with the Fireball into the Shatter Explosion. And Shatter is the key passive here that they recently just buffed even further. So after you freeze and the freeze expires, the enemies explode to the damage that they've already received. And this is like double % of the base damage, which is completely cracking the damage formula and hitting for trillions and trillions, not only billions anymore. And yeah, this is like the rest of the setup here, how it looks. I mean, you can check out the planner. And Paragon tree looks like this. I'm also going to hover this real quick. Tactician. I mean, this is probably a Sorc build that is going to get changed significantly, especially the Perma Immortality. I don't think is healthy for the game. We had this with the Barb in the past as well, where the Barb was just fully immortal, and I'm kind of expecting them to at least at some point address this. And I really hope when they do this, that they also buff, you know, the other Sorc builds up to like a more feasible tier, because Sorc, just like the Druid, with the exception of this like one build that is like keep being buffed for some reason, that just like is like way too high in the current pits, and also like way too broken in many ways, I think, with the Purple Flame Shield and with the full immortality. But we'll see what's gonna happen with that. And then we have the support barb. So it's actually possible, guys, to play support meta. I made many videos about this. So this is my support Barbarian, and I know Lani here, who was playing in the run, was using exactly my build. I talked with him, he's a friend of Mikuna, and yeah, we're basically rocking Harlequin's Crest here, Rage of Haragas, full cooldown reduction. We have like the Warcries with a bunch of bleeds with Rage of Haragas, allowing us to have a perma Warcry here for the Sorcerer. And if I go in game, it's actually a 1.5 multiplier here with the Warcry when you completely max it out, and you also go with Warcry ranks on your boots and stuff, and then you like put the full points into it. Let me show you in game real quick. And it's just like an extremely strong combination that you can just spam at all times. With Hectic, Iron Warrior here, we're also fully unstoppable. You don't want a challenging shout, because the Sorc needs the enemies, and this is really important. A lot of people made that wrong when they tried to also play this build. So you need, the Sorc needs to be able to freeze, so you can absolutely not crowd control the enemies on this barb. So no challenging shout. We actually deceit, unlucky. So no challenging shout at all on this build. Then we are playing Iron Warrior, Ghost Walker for movement speed. You want to like just be able to make those pulls very easily with the chains, and big Ancient Oath here for the extra chains, pretty insane. We have a bunch of attack speed with Moonrise, Doombringer for damage reduction, Rapid for attack speed. We're playing X40, you want to masterwork the cooldown reduction, just for more cooldown reduction. Like again, you want to have as much Warcry uptime as possible. Beer Clan here even for more Warcry, and then Bolt's Chieftain also for more Warcry with Masterwork cooldown and Masterwork Warcry here. That's pretty much set up. Polearm expertise, and then you're just like selecting your Ancient Oath to attack with your Steel Grasp, and that's pretty much it. And you're inflicting bleeds with Flay and with Rupture, and here you definitely want the Ancient Oath, the slashing weapon, or the dual wield, doesn't really matter what you play. Skill tree is looking like this, so we just take points in Flay, nothing in Core. Never need, like Core is just support skills, but we don't need that. Imposing Presence, Vigor, a Strategic Rallying Cry, then the Iron Skin for Fortify. Actually, I think we played this one, sorry. Played the Iron Skin with the life regeneration. This one helps you a lot, because we already get our Fortify from Strategic Rallying Cry. So we just get this one. Then we have 1 point in these for the bleeds. Warcry max, obviously with Power Warcry. All the support here, movement speed, damage resistance, and then we don't need any damage, right? We just support, so we take Rupture with attack speed for even faster resets. We don't need anything in the ultimate section here. Thick Skin, defense, Steel Grasp. You can also put more points in Steel Grasp and not put them here if you like. And then Unconstrained, just to have more berserking. And the Paragon tree looks like this. Territorial in the starter board, just a lot of toughness and cooldown. Ire, all the life percent nodes here, just toughness again. Disemboweled here for more cooldown reduction, Carnage for more attack speed. Weapons Master, this one is really cool because you can Rupture and then you can Steel Grasp, and those are both weapon mastery skills, reducing the cooldown of the other skill all the time. And then Tenacity here with more life. Martial here for cooldown reduction, again all the life, don't need any DPS. And then finally here the Decimator board. I mean, you don't even need the points in Decimator. You can take this out and just put them anywhere you want. And you're just not dealing any damage. Like Undaunted, like compared to the Sorc, no class can deal any damage. I've actually tried playing this with a Flay Barb as a boss killer, but even a Flay Barb in 173 as a 2-player, you know, like the monster life is like in the trillions. Multiple 100 trillion probably. I have some estimation actually here, let me check. So we can kind of see like even let's say if our Flay Barb is doing 10 billion damage every second. So if we go here, this is just an estimation. I don't know the new numbers here, but so 25 trillion in 2-player, the boss will have 50 trillion health. So assuming 10 billion DPS, and we don't have this, right? The Flay does not deal 10 billion DPS. That would be nice. Most Flay builds do like 8 billion or something. I mean, maybe you can reach 10 billion. So you divide this by 10, and then you divide this by 60, and you divide this by 60 again. Oh, that is one too many 60s. So it's 83 minutes to kill that boss, right? On a Flay build, and so that's probably pretty much impossible. Like, it's not gonna work here, and you're not gonna kill that boss. And you're not even close to kill that boss, even if you had the entire Rift Timer. So the highest single target build has no chance. This Sorc build is just completely crazy, fully immortal, and the most craziest damage. I still don't think it can reach Pit 200. It's probably gonna reach Pit 180, unless there's another buffs, and then we're actually gonna be close to Pit 200, just right after they released it. But I think this build, this combination is gonna do 180 Pit. And yeah, right now the 173 has been done, and yeah, big kudos here to, I'm going to put the link in the description because I don't know what the name is. But yeah, that's pretty much the clear, guys. Check out the stuff, the planners are in the description. It's pretty crazy. I mean, it's like an insane fish, and I already hated this in Diablo 3, where you can only kill one boss. In Diablo 3 it was usually Sextris or Hamelin, and now we are like this Spirit Frost guy is the only boss that's even remotely killable. Every other boss literally takes over an hour to kill, also for the Sorc, because the Sorc has absolutely zero single target. It only relies on Shatter, so it can only kill this one boss. And basically what they do is like, you open the Rift all day, and you only have this like tiny chance to get this boss, and when you don't get the boss, you just leave at the boss. And you just unlock the tiers like that, and that is just like not a gameplay that I find very interesting, and not a gameplay, in my opinion, that should exist. I think there needs to be a better balance, man, especially class balance, but also at the pit bosses, because this is just completely ridiculous, like fishing for one boss. Again, like we are back at D3 in this sense, so I really hope they like balance out the bosses somewhat, because they still have way too crazy amounts of HP on the high pit tiers, and like single target is just completely unkillable. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the overview, guys. Check out the planners, both in the description, and I'll see you soon, my friends. Take care, GG. Okay guys, quick little addition here. They actually cleared the same team 175 now here, pulling the monsters like crazy and blowing them up with the Sorc. So you guys can just see, I'm just gonna show you the first boom. So the Sorc just goes in here, big pull, and doing like trillions of damage here to these guys, making almost 50% in just one pull. And you need this because you're gonna make up this time, because the boss kill is about 12 to 11 minutes, so you need to clear the run in like 3 minutes, 4 minutes maximum to even have a chance to beat it. But they are well on their way to 180, so 175's been done here already, and I think they have quite some time for this boss. So yeah, Spirit Caller again, of course. And yeah, they have about 3.5 minutes for the run, and they need 11 minutes to kill the boss here. Even the best boss in the game, right? And they just managed to take it down, so pull them on the boss. It's always the same strategy. You just fish for the boss. It's like crazy, crazy RNG. Fish a lot. But they take him down here, and it's just about finding this boss, and then you can kill it if you're playing the Sorc build. I mean, it's pretty impressive, like having this determination to just keep fishing for this one boss and get these clears. Pretty impressive for sure, and will take a lot of hours, a lot of grinding to get there. So that's definitely pretty cool. And you see the Barb point of view this time. I'm going to link that video also in the description. You can check it out here on Bilibili though, so your quality might be a bit worse than mine, because I have a membership there. But yeah, this is pretty insane, and we're definitely going to see 180 clear here very, very soon. The nerfs to the pit have been pretty significant, especially on the higher tier, which has been good to nerf the boss HP, but I think the bosses are still too tanky on the high tier. Boom. And 176 is now unlocked, my friends. It goes crazy. The Sorc build's completely nuts. We'll see how high it's gonna go. I'm definitely thinking it's gonna be 180 here very soon. GG. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like or a comment. I'm also live on Twitch almost every day, so come and say hi.